So I know Jake, who's our next presenter. He's a clinical research coordinator for the Seaver Center. He's also working with the what we call DTOR, the Division of Tics, OCD, and Related Disorders. We should tell you, Silge in the back is now showing that, as we kind of suspected, that the genes for OCD and profound anxiety overlap extensively with autism genes. And so we're going to learn more about different domains of these disorders and how they overlap and why they overlap. And Jake has been driving both the Seaver studies and the DTOR studies. As I said, I know him as a clinical research coordinator. I also know him as somebody who's planning to go to med school and has already some yeses, and including a free ride in one medical school, if I'm not mistaken, and is just sitting back waiting for more offers to come in before he makes his decision. You know, hopefully that won't be too hard. But Jake has also did a bachelor's and has got very involved in performing arts, and has written something when he heard his brother's graduation speech, his brother Sam, who's on the spectrum, and he's written a play, a musical, and he's going to perform some of the parts of it and give us a little bit of a background. So please welcome Jake Gluckman.
All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Joe, for that introduction, and thank you to everybody and the Seaver Center for having me. I wish I was about to sing you some songs about some incredible gene discoveries or drug development, but I'm actually here to talk about a show that I wrote starting many years ago, about 7 years ago. I wrote this musical. It's called My World, and it's loosely based on my brother, who's autistic. His name is Sam. Sam wishes he could be here today. I invited him, but he was like, Jake, I have work. So didn't want to disrupt his routine. But I'm going to share some words from Sam a little bit later. But the show was initially inspired by a speech that Sam gave at a life skills vocational program that he currently attends. In the speech, in about 2018, Sam is about, I guess he must have been like 21 at the time. He shared that he has these aspirations of becoming a marine biologist. And that kind of struck me and my family because he had never really articulated a dream like that before. He's always been interested in animals and marine life. But I sort of realized that there was sort of this inner life of Sam, these aspirations, these desires to connect, that he's kind of unable to articulate and doesn't really come across on the surface when you meet him. So I wrote this show sort of as, in part, a gift to him, but also a way to kind of show everyone the multi-dimensions of the spectrum. So this first two songs I will play, the first one is the opening song of the show as it currently stands. The main character of the show, which I will be singing today, his name is Benji. And Benji is a character who loves marine biology, wants to be a biologist, and there's a new aquarium that is opening near Benji's town where he lives. So this first song is Benji's kind of excitement and anticipation for this aquarium opening. And then I will quickly follow it up with a song called Caddy. It's the first song I ever wrote for the show. And it was really inspired by Sam, my brother's affection that he gives people. The first thing that you'll notice about Sam if you meet him is that he is incredibly kind and gentle and just really loves to connect in any way he can. So first song will be called Underneath. The second song will be called Caddy. Day 1, they knocked down a pet shop. Day 5, they tore down a bus stop. Then went the gas station Mom always hated. Then went the playground that was too outdated. Then they put up a sign that said, your gate to the ocean is just ahead. And I could hardly wait. Day 20, they closed down Dubai Bond Street, and day 30, they started with concrete. Soon there were walls that reached higher than oak trees. Then they dug into the ground, but I couldn't see what was underneath. Maybe shark tanks and tunnels and real life-size models underneath. Maybe jellyfish hallways that guide you through species, so you believe that you're underneath. When you smile, I smile. When you laugh, I laugh. When you talk, I talk like I've never talked before. I wonder if you like to play the games I play most every day. Chess and checkers are my favorite ones. I'll show you my fish collection. You'll see that it's never ending. But most of all, I like how you say my name, and I like how our birthdays are the same, and you saw me and the clouds went away. Caddy, Caddy, oh Caddy, that's your name. Caddy, Caddy, oh let's see what we can do together. We can play card games if there's cold or rainy weather. I know a bunch, like go fish in solitaire. And if the games go fast, we'll have more time to spare. I wonder if we'd watch a movie like Planet Earth or something Disney. There are so many we can watch, like 3 of them, and I like how a dolphin makes you smile, and I like how we talked there for a while, and you saw me and the clouds went away for a moment. Caddy, Caddy, oh Caddy, that's your name. Caddy, Caddy, oh So this next song I'm going to sing, I'm just going to give a heads up to the folks in back. This is the song with the track to play. I'll give you a thumbs up when I'm ready. But this next song I'm going to sing for you, I wrote a couple years after the first iteration of the show. I wrote it sort of at the height of the pandemic, kind of early 2021. And it was at a time when Sam was, I think, entering this new stage of his life where he really wanted to be independent, but he had certain limitations which prevented him from doing that. He lives semi-independently, but my parents, being his guardians, want to make sure that he has all of his essentials, that he's being careful when he walks outside, and Sam started to get really resistant to help. And I sort of saw this kind of internal struggle with Sam, and I really wanted to find a way to write about it. And he sort of, at the time, still couldn't really articulate that desire. You know, he got really frustrated when my parents would try to, control his actions, but he wasn't able to really say what was going on. So this next song was sort of inspired by wanting, what I imagine Sam's internal thoughts to be when he's really trying to be independent. And it was also written after a time when he got rejected by this girl in his program who he really, really liked, but who didn't really feel the same way. And I think he was struggling a lot with confidence after that. So, Why is it hard to love me? Why is it hard to want me? Why is it hard? Why is it hard? Why is it hard to say what I want to say? If they could see underneath, then they know why I stutter these words that I mutter. 'Cause underneath, they would know why I go on long walks and why I like to laugh loudly. Underneath, 'cause I'm more than just the facts and figures that live inside my mind. And I'm more than just a mental puzzle that needs to be defined. I feel others' pain just as much as my own, and I'd rather be with someone than all alone. I can disobey my mother and fight with my brother and ask out a girl who understands my world. Mom says the right words will set me free, but the right words don't come to me all the time. 'Cause underneath, it gets hard to breathe. Talking is hard, but that's okay. 'Cause talking gets easier every day, every day, every day. So I just have one more song for you. I know everyone's probably very hungry. But just to share a little bit about kind of my personal journey with this process, and you might be thinking, why am I now working at the Seaver Center? I initially wrote the show out of a lot of hope for what Sam could be, for what he could say, for what he could achieve. And I've been learning over the course of the last few years that Sam is ever-changing. He wanted to be a marine biologist 7 years ago. Now he's not so sure. But there are these little accomplishments that Sam's really, really proud of. Taking the bus for the first time. He has a job where he works on an assembly line, and he's very, very proud of it. And I'm really proud of him. And my family and I are all learning different ways to adapt to him wanting independence, but also facing, medical challenges that he's had over the past year that were difficult for my family to handle, and realizing that he does sometimes need more support than he thinks he does. And so I'm particularly inspired hearing from all of the incredible speakers so far, and excited to share everything that I heard today with Sam. And Sam's reaction to my writing has been complicated in and of itself. When he first saw the show, he loved it. He loved getting represented by Benji. A couple years later, when I rewrote it, he was a little wary of talking about autism. He doesn't quite understand what it means to have autism, and I think he didn't love seeing it on display so overtly the way I wrote it. But in fact, 2 days ago, when I sort of was asking him what he wanted me to share with you all about him, he said that he's learned that being autistic has some values. And when I asked him what those values are, he said, well, people can socialize differently, and there are nonverbal people with autism that can communicate in many different ways. And then he said, which is why I think that everyone with autism should learn sign language, which I thought was really wonderfully endearing and is a testament to Sam and just everything he is. So this last song I'm going to play for you is a song that I wrote later in the process. Sam was getting really interested in Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know if anyone out here also plays it, but it was sort of an interesting way to see Sam really want to start writing his own stories. D&D, there's a lot of kind of creation of characters, and Sam really wanted to get involved in that. So with the help of one of my new collaborators, who is an artist and actor on the spectrum, we wrote a song about Benji leading a Dungeons & Dragons campaign for the first time. And Sam and I have since played some D&D together, and he's starting to write his own crazy stories, and is just reminding me every day how much he is growing and changing. So thank you again so much for having me. Thank you to Dr. Buxbaum, Dr. Collison, all the Seaver Center coordinators who have just been really wonderful over the past few months. And writing the show has been a big reason why I wanted to pivot towards this kind of medicine research world, is that I realized after writing the show that there was so much more about autism that I wanted to know that I couldn't just get from writing about my brother. So I'm really honored to be here, and I'm happy to answer any questions during lunch or later in the day. So thank you. Take a breath, don't be afraid. Just look around at the world I made. It's full of turns and twists and surprises, like magic fish of all different sizes. And when you see the ancient door, you'll find just what you're looking for. When you make believe and play the game, you want to learn through your hero's name. And when you embrace who you're meant to be, the thrill of the game will set you free, and you'll know that you followed through. When the make-believe feels true, when you write your own history, and you write your own destiny, and you write the world that you want to see. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world is underneath. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world that you want to see. Oh, make believe. The world